As you can see, no hands on the wheel. That's because we're not driving. I'm not starting this video off driving like the last one, because obviously I'm trying to convey like my personality to the camera while I'm driving a car. You know, it could lead to some crashing, obviously. I'm getting pretty sick of my hair and my beard. It's getting annoying now. I'm kind of getting sick of it now. I'm having like these dreams where I shave my beard and I cut my hair and then I look ugly as fuck and fat as fuck because I'm bulking. But yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna have to see you once I bench 140. Today is the road to 140 part 3. So today we're benching. I'm gonna try to throw around 105 kilograms today. That's a lot of weight. Thinking 3 times 4, something like that. No, 3 times 4 is a bit, I don't know, maybe 3 times 5 actually. You know, I don't really want to get to the 4 set mark because I've been doing higher sets. Then next time I bench, I need to do like lower weight. So today I had some rice, I had a banana, a lot of salt, gonna have some pre-workout when I get to the gym, and some cereal. The fuck is there to talk about? I don't know, we'll see. Let's start driving and then we'll see. Let's stop your windshield wiping. So I learned this new like technique with bench. You're gonna see it in the voiceover because I'm doing another voiceover today. There's this like old lady, you know, she looks, I think she's like in her 50s. So she's a slim lady and she's a power lifter. She's like got a bunch of powerlifting world records. I don't know, she benches like more than 3 plates, something like that. Like maybe, you know, close to 4 plates probably. It makes me feel kind of shit, you know, the fact that I can't even bench 3 plates. So I was watching like a bunch of her tips and stuff like that. So there's this thing where you throw the weight. So you retract your scapula, you know, like everyone does. Everyone thinks they retract their scapula, but you also retract your lats, basically. You pull your lats in, and they say you throw the weight, you don't push it. So when I'm benching, you know, I'm pushing some weight, and I get later into the reps, and then my brain just forgets how to bench, you know, how to do the form. I just forget about it like later in the reps. I just forget, oh yeah, you need to use your form and stuff like that. I think the same happens to me on squats. My brain forgets, okay, it's foot placement, so then it's like, dude, move your feet wider apart, oh, move your feet closer together, stuff like that. And in reality, I must just fucking stop thinking and just do. Because I remember my friend at the school gym, he used to tell me like, dude, you think too much when you like buy a squat, when you deadlift. Just don't think about it, just fucking pull, just fucking push, just fucking squat, all that shit. It's actually Father's Day today and I'm benching. It is a Sunday. So we're gonna see, there shouldn't be that many people at the gym, but we'll see when we get there. My TikTok's been doing well, actually, I would say, because one of my videos kind of blew up. I think it's coming up to like 200,000 views, which is pretty good. I get these moments in my like TikTok where I have a bunch of videos that are doing well, like they get up to 1,000 views, something like, and over like a number of likes, and then I get a video that blows up, and after that everything's just downhill. I don't know if the algorithm works like that, or am I just posting shit videos? I don't know. The problem is like I get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I have to post something. Sometimes the quality is pretty low, or like I don't think enough to be like, okay, this is a good TikTok or this is a bad TikTok. I've been neglecting YouTube Shorts. I haven't been posting as much on them just because I run out of shit to talk about. I might do one today, I'll see. A lot of cars out to do. Probably talk over the voiceover, probably give some more bench tips just like my previous video, and then I'll clickbait this video like, oh, how to increase your bench by this much. Yeah, Sundays are just the most perfect day to come to gym, I suppose. There's just nobody here. Anyway, enough blabbering from me. I'm gonna eat some cereal, drink some pre-workout, and I'll see you guys at the best exercise of all time, bench press. My fucking computer is making quite a lot of noise editing this video while I'm talking over it. So welcome to the voiceover, starting off of course with the bar, 20 kilograms. Now to people who, you know, they immediately go up to 60 kilograms, you're not doing yourself a favor, let's say that, because you're putting unnecessary fatigue on your muscles. You know, it's like shocking them. You need to warm up first so that your muscles are comfortable when you get to higher weights. I must preface that during the session my ass was a bit off the bench, you'll see. It wasn't as much as, you know, some people, but, you know, it wasn't optimal, let's just say that. So moving on, 40 kilograms, another one that you should be doing. Shouldn't be going straight to 60. I have these things to save me because I didn't really have a spotter, so it looks kind of weird just, you know, benching only 40 kilograms. Yeah, just working on pushing out as much force, just getting my muscles ready, nice and warm for 105 kilograms, which is what I did today. Bar path was actually pretty good this session as well. Moving on, of course, we got the good old one plate, 60 kilograms, you know. You can see I'm doing that a lot with my fingers, but that's just to get a good grip. It kind of looks silly looking in the recording. There you go, bar pass looking good. Hey, moving my ass a bit too much up, dude. Come on now. Yeah, it's basically just, just to warm up all the form, and you can see the swing there. Now that's just to get me in the right position for my feet placement, and to get my neck in the right position on those resistance bands to be nice and tight there to push them out the force. 70 kilograms as well, shouldn't move up straight to 80 in my opinion. And then we're going up to 85 because we want to move up 85, 95, 105 to get to 105. Yeah, this is where it starts getting heavy. As you can see, just 2 reps of that. And then 95, yep, just 1 rep of that. The reason I lift my ass up to unrack, it helps me unrack, puts less fatigue on my chest when I'm unracking it myself. 105, of course, first set, doing that thing with my hands just to get a good grip. Here comes a swing. There we go, in the right position, feet in the right position, pushing my neck into the bench, unracking, and there we go. Arms are kind of going around a bit. I'm still working on that, but it has got a lot better than it used to be. There, 5 reps, good. So now I actually paused the recording and I forgot to unpause for the second set. So this is the third set. I promise you I did do 3 sets, but here's this third set, which was the last set. In the right position, feet in the right position, driving my neck into the bench to unrack, and there we go. Boom, 1 rep. There we go. See, look at that bar path. It's looking pretty good. I'm pushing my elbows to my sides, I was squeezing my lats properly this session so that I could throw the weight off of me. And last rep was a little bit slow, but hey, it's fine. Still got it up. Now moving on to this drop set. This is my back off set. Just 90 kilograms, just to not to fatigue myself, just to work on form and stuff like that, and just so that I'm not doing these stressful sets and then that's it. So I'm not going till failure, as you'll see. I only did about 8 reps, which is pretty good, and keeping the bar path pretty good, and my ass on the bench, obviously. Because the reason I don't want to go till failure, I don't want to fatigue my chest way too much, because I am focusing more on strength than hypertrophy, and that's why I'm doing bench. If you want to do hypertrophy, you shouldn't be doing bench at all. It doesn't provide enough stability. You should rather just go into Smith machine, a chest press, or dumbbells, obviously, which is what I will do later. But I have a video of before, just explaining my bench form. Just make sure that you're arching properly, you're retracting your scapula. What I used to always do was you put your arms out and then you go shoulders back and down. That's how you should be retracting your scapula. Your feet should be in the right place. Some people put their feet on line with their lower back, which is crazy. That's up to them. For me, I like to have them you gotta push your body not up. You're not pushing your ass up. You gotta push your body towards the bar. That's gonna provide the most force when you're pressing. I do that swing. It does look a bit ridiculous. You don't have to do it. Some people just put the neck into the bar. I just do that so I get basically just slide it in like that, and that helps you arch even better as well. Now you'll see I have some resistance bands on my bench. You basically want to put resistance bands or chalk just so that the bench is nice and the surface is dry and you don't slip on it and stuff like that, because traditional benches you will slip and slide. Some powerlifting benches you won't need resistance bands. The bench itself is pretty grippy anyway. Chalk will also do fine. And then bar path, you're not gonna put your elbows back like this, that's how everyone starts out. You want to push your elbows like this, basically, and then push. And then I spoke about you want to squeeze your lats at the bottom. I recently have started squeezing my glutes while I do this. I don't know, that helps me press leg drive better, it seems. But yeah, if you look around on the internet, you can find some pretty good bench tutorials. And then of course reps, you want to experiment with different types of reps. Just do 2 times 4s, 3 times, you know what I mean, higher reps, low reps. My next bench session, I'm going heavier. I'm going to do 110 kilogram for, I'm thinking 2 sets. We'll see how many reps it is. Shouldn't always be till complete failure, because you want to be recovered for your next session. At the beginning of this year, I was doing bench every 3 days, so I couldn't really push till failure on my bench and on my accessories, because otherwise the next bench session I wouldn't be able to achieve
what I wanted to achieve. So just mess around with different rep schemes and like focus on those. And then once you PR, redo all those rep schemes, but with a higher weight. And then once you can do all those rep schemes again with the higher weight, and then try and hit another PR. I'm going up PRs with 5 kilogram increments. So for me, I'm gonna do 110 this next time I'm benching. Then I'm either gonna do 115 or I'm gonna go straight to doing 125 for 2, which will then tell me that I can do 130. So we'll see when that day comes. Accessories are also important. You want to grow your triceps and stuff like that. There are some things that you can do to increase your bench, like you can practice pause reps, or you can practice literally just holding the weight above you, no rep. Those can help increase your bench press. You know, growing your front delts obviously will also increase your bench press, but those are kind of like more in depth. And for my progress that I'm making right now, I don't really need them. Maybe when I get later into powerlifting, then I probably will go about doing that. Anyway, moving on to dips. So dips, I mean, I do body weight. The reps aren't really controlled, as you'll see here. But that's because, you know, I'm not that strong on dips. I'm planning on, when I go on my cut, I will do more controlled reps. Maybe I'll have a plate, you know, hanging off my nutsack and stuff like that. But I think I did 3 times 7, which is a PR for this weight. I am 100 kilograms right now. I'm fat as fuck. So yeah, you just see going all the way down most of the time. Not really controlling it, just, you know, pumping them out basically. Making sure I'm using my lower chest and not hurting my shoulders and shit like that. Now you can use the machine. I just like to get strong with bodyweight ones. But of course, if you struggle to do bodyweights, like you can only do like 3 reps or something, use the machine is what I'd say doing. And of course, incline dumbbell press, which I do very controlled. You'll see when I start out these sets, I just push my like hips up. That's basically to self-spot me to get the dumbbells up, just so that I don't fatigue my chest for first rep, because I want the first rep to be the eccentric dumbbells going down, and then to press like that. So here's the first set of 28s, which is 3 times 8 28s. That's actually a PR for doing it after bench press. You see here, controlling. You don't want to flay your elbows out. I like to line up the dumbbells with my arm, basically. There you go, see, pushing to failure. Then moving on to the second set with the pump cover off, which was pretty cool. I am still looking like shit though. So you see, slow and controlled, just slow press. You don't have to go too low. Some people can't really go that low. I can. Helps me stretch the muscle better. I did 8 reps. Just breathing, pushing out the breath. Of course, slowing down, controlled, as you can see. Not trying to break form here. And then still, don't just drop the dumbbells, just do another eccentric movement like that. Here's the third set, the last one. I don't think I'd go into, if I wanted to go to a proper failure with incline dumbbell, I'd do some partials, because I hear that the bottom part of the movement is actually the most beneficial. And so after each set, you should actually be squeezing out some partials. But I don't want to go to complete failure, because I still want to recover for my next bench session, because this is power building split, not bodybuilding. But it isn't a powerlifting split, so I'm trying to still build some muscle. Then we go to starting to do triceps. I've been doing tricep push downs, just trying to see how they go for the long head, I think. But yeah, just controlling it up and pushing it down, trying not to use my lats. I do 2 sets of this, and I actually move on to what I've been doing this whole year for the long head on my tricep, which is, as you'll see right now, is good old just single arm extension. I just feel like these just work the best for me. I feel like I can get a nice contraction from these, and I can slow the weight down, and I can focus on each tricep to make sure I'm not biasing one arm more than the other, and it just works well for me, as I feel like I can't go extreme full range of motion with just the rope. Slowing down the concentric, that's important. Don't want to flare the elbow too much out, because then on the concentric you're going to end up using your lat, which isn't a good thing. You know, holding the ball of the cable isn't really that beneficial. I think it would be better just to have some attachment where you're not having so much forearm activation. As you can see, my forearm is a little bit flexing there, because that kind of just like, you know, that kind of takes the load off of your tricep. Same goes for back, of course. I need some lifting straps in general, not just for deadlift, but for back as well, because my forearms are just, you know, they're taking all the load. Trying to keep the form. I go till failure till every set, just because, you know, I don't really want to leave reps in the tank. I don't want to be like 3 times 10 and then the first 2 sets I still have some reps in the tank. I basically go till failure, and then I lower the weight for the next set. That's what I do always. I think that's the way to build muscle the most effectively. Of course, doing skull crushes for the lateral head, I think. Yeah, this is just, you know, what I've been doing for it for a while. Yeah, I might switch it up eventually, but I've kind of stuck to this exercise for almost a year now. I just feel like it does the best for me. I've noticed the most progress with it, and I've noticed, you know, the better pumps with it, of course. Let your arms go back until you feel like the dumbbells are going to drop, and that's where you got to stop. You want to get the full range of motion. Of course, your lats will be used a little bit, but, you know, other muscles that you aren't trying to work, you know, they're going to be used. Whether you're doing fucking skull crushes, whether you're doing fucking, you know, bench press, it doesn't fucking matter. As long as you're not using them, as long as those muscles aren't taking too much of the load off of the muscle that you're trying to actually work. So we move on to some posing, of course. I tried standing back a bit. Here you can see our back pose, just because I think the lighting's a bit better there. But yeah, there's my back. Side chest, of course, looking alright. I know I look like shit. And then there's what it looks like closer up. Side chest there. I know I look like shit. You know, I'm really fat, but I mean, you know, what's the box for? You know what I mean? Just to put on size, not to look aesthetic. Side tricep there. Another back pose. Tried pulling a vacuum here. Looked alright. It's weird, like I can still pull a vacuum despite how fat I am. It's pretty good. Another side chest there. It's basically my only good pose, to be honest. Anyway, so that was the voiceover. That was the session. Gonna move on to the post-workout talk.
What a session! What a session! What was the session? So we did what did I say? Not like you did anything. Go to the fucking gym. In the recording, I was so fucking pissed because I did one set of 105 for 5. Then I did a second set for 105 for 5. And the thing is, I paused the recording because I didn't want all my storage to be fucked, and then I forgot to unpause the recording. You didn't see the second set of 105, and I'm not lying, I promise you. I did do 3 sets. So you saw the last set, and it was pretty good. I mean, RPE, you know, like 8 to 9. There is nobody on the fucking road. Holy shit. I can't really train with that much intensity anymore because I get to my next chest session and then I can't bench the weight I'm supposed to. So I'm having to train with less intensity, which fucking sucks because it makes the sessions less fun. Because after bench, it's literally just like routine, basically. It's not like there's no stakes. Would love a good rare steak. There was no one in the gym. It was pretty cool. I didn't have to worry about if someone was in camera or something too much. So I'm gonna go home now, chow some eggs. It's weird. I haven't had egg whites for so long because I've been bulking. I've forgotten like how to even separate eggs, because it used to be like I used to, at the end of my cut at the beginning of this year, I used to freaking just take 4 egg whites and then chuck them in like a glass bowl and then chuck them in the microwave and just chow that. It was like a piece of egg. Awful. Because the thing is, in South Africa, I don't know why this is, when you go to the grocery store, they forget that like people who are bodybuilders exist. So fucking Americans are lucky. They got all these artificial sweetness shit. They got fucking ice cream that is like 200 calories per pint. So I kind of just got to go with normal food, you know what I mean? It might be because my town isn't like that popular. Like if I went to, you know, Johannesburg, Pretoria, the most important cities in South Africa, then maybe there'd be. So I was in Joburg the one time and they had shit like, there was this Greek yogurt as well. Greek yogurt. There's this one Greek yogurt I can find in this town, but it's not high calorie, nor is it high protein. Same with supplements. Supplements are like way too expensive and they're not even that good. So there's been like a handful of protein powders I've tried, and I used to be a protein powder addict, bro. You hand me a free like fucking brand new iPhone versus you hand me like 2 scoops of protein powder, and I would have been taking the protein powder all day. I used to think fucking protein powder was like anabolic steroids, to be honest. I'd be like, yeah, I do take protein powder like it's like some fucking like what? And I used to think because it was like this crazy like muscle juice basically, but it's literally just protein. It's literally just for convenience. Supplements are just for convenience. Nowadays, the only fucking supplement I care about is pre-workout. I don't even take creatine. I might hop on creatine back again. I say hop on creatine like it's some fucking, like it's Tren or Lexx or some bullshit like that. But it's not. It usually doesn't do that much. I think it's more beneficial for the cognitive benefit than the water in your muscles and shit. Unless you want to pay as much as possible, you can't really find much protein that like tastes good, you know. And the most popular brands, it's on the cut, when you like low calorie and stuff, it tastes awesome because what the fuck else are you eating? When I was like eating at a huge deficit. The only shit I was eating was like chicken, rice. That was it, you know. Now that I'm like bulking and stuff, and I actually can eat some decent food, protein powder just doesn't taste that amazing, you know. Maybe there's some like American protein powder that like tastes awesome and stuff like that. Get to try some overseas shit, you know what I mean. In terms of pre-workout, there's only been one pre-workout that, you know, I've actually been like, this is solid. I have had overseas pre-workout, and I mean, they're just on a different level. But it might be, I think it's just easier to be a bodybuilder overseas. As well as like gyms, there's not that many hardcore gyms here. That's kind of why one of my goals is maybe one day to open a gym. That would be pretty fucking sick. But a huge W with living in South Africa is the meat. Apparently, Noel's friend, Patty Cakes Fit, followed him on TikTok and stuff like that. He talks about how, you know, the meat is actually like really cheap in South Africa. You can't really find any like grass-fed ground beef and stuff because basically most of it is grass-fed, I suppose. If you go to the butcher and you buy some like ground beef or steak, all grass-fed, I guess the grocery store, it's not as much. So there'll probably be some fucking chemicals and shit in the grocery store. It is kind of harder to be a bodybuilder in South Africa. Powerlifting, in terms of powerlifting, there was one event apparently that I probably would want to compete. Maybe next year. I'll have to like get to 150 kilograms on bench so that I can do like a pause rep of 140 probably. My squat and my deadlift are lacking. Just stop Tom Platzing every single session that I do of legs. I need to start deadlifting more. I think the next back session I'll train deadlift. But yeah, so that was episode 3 of the road to 140. To whoever's watching to this point, I really thank you. I hope I see you in the next video. I'll see you then.